The Zeti hunt continues as we have the dynamic duo of Ian Flynn and Tracy Yardley back at it again, finally. And it really shows in terms of this issue, as Jewel is dishing out the orders, or should I say more or less confirming everybody's at their points. The Chaotix are stationed at one location, Sonic stationed at the snowy mountain where he fought off Eggman, and boy does he look cozy. And Tails has been engineering certain devices in order to disable the Zeti's ability to control machines, and engineering a rocket that will blast them back to the Lost Hex, complete with various different safety protocols in order to keep them from taking control of the ship. Everybody is so on point. And Sonic, we get a little bit of a somber moment from him, as he's really getting fed up with the constant back-to-back villain attacks. He wants to give the people a little bit of downtime, a little bit of an opportunity to recover, especially after the Metal Virus. And he's none too keen of having those Zeti jerks destroy all of this peace. Meanwhile, Dr. Starline, after the events of Chow Races and Badnik Bases, has actually taken an interest in Belle, having immediately noticed, aside from her, size 4 shoe to his face, that she is actually an Eggman creation, and more specifically, a Mr. Tinkerer creation. He's taken an interest in her design and how she operates, and feels that she might actually be the key to completing his mysterious experiment. We're really waiting to see what the result of is. So Starline, having observed several people go into this shed and never come out, deduces this is the secret entrance to the Restoration HQ, and thus he descends. Although he's not sure how well he'll do, considering most people know who he is by now, especially after he restored Dr. Eggman's memories, and he's not sure how capable he'll be of getting around the Restoration HQ unseen, wishing he had a bit of a distraction. Enter the Deadly Six, with a full-on truck to the actual entrance of the Restoration HQ. And man, these guys look pretty awesome in this shot. This paneling is amazing. Tracy Yardley's art tends to have a little bit of an angular way of doing things, but he knows what he's doing, especially in the Sonic style, and I'm always glad to see it, as they of course start running amok in the Restoration HQ. And with a few guards coming in for some form of protection, as usual, they're not as physically trained to take on people like the Deadly Six. Also, Lena, I see that pose you're making. Stop that. Don't do that. Do not desecrate that pose. And noticing there's barely any actual resistance in the former Resistance, Zavik kind of questions this. Like, are they planning a sneak attack or something? And Master Zeke takes pleasure in noting, no, this is just how they are. The people of this world are very complacent, and there's little conflict outside of the machinations of Dr. Eggman. Now, we will probably find that we held little to no resistance on our way towards getting to the top of the food chain. I do take a little bit of issue with this, and even Ian Flynn has noted that Sega has taken Sonic's world in a direction that feels very overly kiddie. Like, the world that Sonic lives in has little next to no conflict, no real enemies outside of Eggman. There's rarely any aggressors outside of a few mercenaries here and there, and Sega has even noted to Ian that apparently there's no currency in Sonic's world. And Ian has, in his Bumblecast, check out his YouTube channel, he's noted many times that Sega's direction has just been frustrating, because any form of world building Ian has tried to do for this series has kind of been shot down in weird and unconventional ways, and it's really hard to get a grasp on what Sega wants in terms of the direction of Sonic's world. Now, a lot of the things that they've said to him tend to kind of fluctuate depending on who at Sega he's talking to and what kind of approvals he gets, but it's been very weird. Check out Ian Flynn's channel for more of the strange things that Sega has told him to do and not to do over the course of not just IDW, but even during the Archie days, post and pre-reboot. It's kind of wild and very laughable. Meanwhile, Starline is full on none too plus to see the Zeti, especially Zavik, here and alive, but he thinks maybe this is the opportunity that I've been looking for in order to find Belle. Meanwhile, to see a little bit of our fan favorite IDW characters Tangle and Whisper, having barricaded the door to the command center to keep Jewel safe, as Jewel immediately contacts the Chaotix, Tails, and Deadly Six are at Restoration HQ, with Charmy being very taken off guard because they did follow the clues, but Vector realizes they were played. The Deadly Six knew what they would think, and they fell for it hook, line, and sinker. So as Tails gets everything ready to head over in the tornado, I love this panel of Sonic just bursting through multiple sonic booms in order to get to Restoration HQ, as he is just furiously trying to get to the Restoration, as he thought he would at least have a little bit of downtime before he engaged with the Deadly Six, but the look on his face is a combination of rage, frustration, annoyance. Like, kudos to Tracy, because all his years of drawing Sonic, it's been almost 20 years that this man has been drawing Sonic, and it really shows. He just really knows how to knock it out of the park. Meanwhile, Zomom was getting a little too close to Belle and the orangutan mechanic. Oddly enough, he doesn't have a name, despite the fact that this is probably the prominent he's been in the series. Dr. Starline is able to use his hypnotic glove on Zomnom, and it especially works because of Zomnom's more simple mind. We've also found that, because of Starline's inner monologuing, that if people know who Starline is and what to expect, they're more able to overcome his hypnotic glove. So the more astute you are, the less susceptible you are to his mind control. And while the mechanic thinks to thank Starline, Belle knows all too well what a big old creeper, as Starline makes the offer of having Belle come along with him, as he starts to gain more and more of understanding that Belle's sentience is actually very impressive, even going so far as to say that she knows how much he treasures Eggman's work, so she won't be harmed in any way, and will be treated with the utmost care. Although, picture Vision during WandaVision on the table, all like dissected and sprawled out. It's just like, yeah, that's the utmost care I see from this guy. And while the mechanic tries to go in with a wrench, Starline's poison barbs, which I love the fact that that's a reference to things that actual platypi have, poison barbs, he's easily able to disable the big monkey dude, and even goes so far as to threaten that with another dose of the venom, he'll be done in. So in order to avoid that, Belle goes with Starline willingly. And as Sonic, and I love this, just goes racing into the base, just stopping in order to check on the guard and heading in, because of his single-minded focus, he doesn't even notice Starline taking Belle, as he goes racing out of Restoration HQ with her. And as the Deadly Six are violently trying to get towards Jewel and the, center of Restoration HQ, in comes Sonic ping-ponging and pinballing against all of them. fantastic. And man, I love this shot of Sonic sliding into action. Like, yes! Tracy Yardley just really gets action poses with Sonic. Again, he's had a lot of practice. I would pay money for this shot alone just to put it up on my wall, as the Deadly Six are all too ready to take Sonic down and exact their revenge for not just Lost Hex, but for the recent defeat they suffered during the Zomnic Zombot crisis. So who will win, Sonic or the Deadly Six? We'll just have to come back next time and find out. Let's be real, it's probably Sonic, but how he does it is definitely the most interesting part. The real question here is, what has Starline been working on? We've seen him in so many different storylines, from the miniseries Sonic Bad Guys to Chow Races and Badnik Bases. He's been all over the map trying to develop all of these different forms of weaponry and equipment, and obviously he's making something almost akin to a Metal Sonic. But what he's making is very unclear, and the fact that he needed a Belle specifically really drives home that he's making some kind of automaton. But to what end? Is he making a superior Metal Sonic? Is that what he's after? Honestly, we've been given a whole bunch of small breadcrumbs, but it's still not enough to gain a big enough picture. So honestly, while I have been enjoying how Ian has been writing the Deadly Six, it's honestly been pretty fun. They make for some pretty awesome bad guys in opposition as a whole. I'm really ready to see what Starline has been cooking up. And with the fact that we're getting closer and closer to issue number 50, man, IDW has been going on for 50 issues almost. I was probably being held off until there, and we'll have some awesome climactic fight with whatever Starline has created versus Sonic. So tell me your thoughts and theories in the comment section below. What has Starline been making? What is he up to? What is he trying to do? What is he trying to prove? And will Sonic manage to take down the Deadly Six on his own? Or is he going to need a little backup? Because honestly, if you throw in the Chaotix, Tails, Tangle, Whisper, the Deadly Six end up outnumbered. So maybe Sonic might just need a little help from his friends in order to take these guys down. But until next time, I've been Duuz-Diz-Din. If you like this video, please like, comment, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for notifications when I review the next issue in a month. But until then, I will see you later. Bye-bye.